Jet planes in the night sky with you, getting high in the sunrise with you, getting through all the bad times with you. I wasn't missing a thing, now I do. And I wish that I could put a time machine.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you guys? Where are you watching from? Kindly comment on this comment section below. Welcome back. If you are a new subscriber, feel welcome, relax. Just get yourself a place to sit, relax, watch, and learn something. As usual, we normally say, like in this channel, we normally say, what you've come with, please teach us. What I know, I will teach. All I will tell you guys, I will let the information out there. And yeah, we are growing, all of us. I keep on saying this, and I keep on saying, thank you so much for informing your friends, for informing your relatives, for watching as well, Now, as you can see from this channel, I am a mother of 2 girls, and I am a critical care nurse, or rather I am a nurse registered and currently practicing in Kenya. And I had said in the last, there's a video I had explained, I have been working as a nurse for more than 10 years, and in between I've done other hustles. I've been a farmer, I've been an Airbnb host, I have sold toiletries. Like, I am a jack of all trades, in short. I have done business. In short, I have been a businesswoman. I believe I'm still a businesswoman. I think it's in the bloodstream. Maybe one time I'll become one of those big businessmen, like, the likes of Akina Chris Kirubi in the country, in Kenya. It's just an inspiration. So today I just decided, when you're interacting with people, it's always good to be honest with each other. I've been telling you people on how to do things, or how I feel, with my honest opinion, how I feel it's good to be like, like the best way out. If you feel like you're struggling out there, if you feel like you're a nurse, if you feel like your wife, maybe your sister, your husband is a nurse, and you're trying to make ends meet and they're not meeting yet. I just realized, I think it's important to be honest and be an open book, because the moment you decide to let people know about, like, you let people come into your life, it's important to be honest, okay? So I just decided to let the truth out and say that it's not that I'm aspiring to be a USRN. Okay? It's not that I am aspiring to be a USRN. I am a USRN who is a critical care, registered, but currently working in Kenya. What does that mean? I started my nursing journey in way back in 2020, slightly before Corona came, slightly before COVID-19. In 2020, April, and that's how I started registering myself as a USRN, like United States registered nurse. So currently, I hold that title. I am registered under the Board of Nursing in Montana, and I'm in the process of migrating. So what are the reasons? Hey guys, a call came in and interrupted everything. So I'm saying, I just decided to to speak out and say who I am and what I'm aspiring to be, so that at least I become an encouragement, like I have been an encouragement to you guys in the other videos. I want to show people that it's doable. A village girl, like I had mentioned in the other video, me who is a village girl, from deep down in the interiors of Laikipia West, Kenya, Africa. If somebody is watching and they know Laikipia West where it is, it's sort of a semi-arid area, like it's a dry place. I've faced all the obstacles. I remember when you were growing up, somebody would hear, I would hear of Nairobi and I'm like, hey, how does Nairobi look like? Guys, Nairobi, the capital city of Kenya. I came to Nairobi in 1999. At that time I was in class 7. That was my first time to, actually no, yeah, that was my first time to step my foot in Nairobi. And let me tell you guys, you can't even imagine the kind of shock that I went through seeing Nairobi. The big tall buildings in Nairobi. That was the first time I went to Nairobi. I don't even know how to explain to you. I come from a place whereby we used to have only one vehicle. One. The roads were not tarmacked. So when it rains, you can take this to the bank. I can bet you for sure, you will walk, you will use motorbike, you will just fall down along the way before you even get home. That is the kind of place I've come from a very humble background. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to say this so that at least people can understand that the fact that I come from that kind of a background, it has not hindered me from becoming a USRN. So you who is out there thinking and trying to imagine how am I going to do it? Life is so difficult. I come from a very humble background. I don't know, I don't even know, I don't even know about tomorrow. I've never been to Nairobi. Guys, I had never been to Nairobi. And right now, I'm saying, if me who has come from the arid area of Laikipia West in Kenya, Africa, shall make it to America, who are you? Me, the village girl who didn't know Nairobi, who first came to Nairobi in the year 1999 when I was in grade 7. Long time ago, they used to call them class 7. These stories of grades and stuff, they've just been introduced the other day, So I am telling you, it is also possible for you who is watching me from the village, because I understand, nowadays everybody has a smartphone. So maybe you're watching this thing and you're from the interior, you're also from the interior in your country of origin, wherever you're watching from. Maybe you're in Uganda and you're in the interiors, maybe you're in Tanzania but in the interiors. You think you've loosened up, you've lost hope, you think that your life is just the end, that's the end of your life and stuff. Don't give up. If Zippy made it, you can also make it. If Zippy made it to pass the exam, that is the giant, the NCLEX, guys, the one that I've been talking about, you'll also pass. So when did my nursing journey begin? My USRN journey began. It was back in 2020, around February, I think. We had just buried my late bro. May his soul rest in peace. Like I mentioned, I've lost 2 brothers along the way. So this one who had died, who had just passed on the other day, we had just buried it. And I was at my lowest point of life. I'm just kind of depressed. I don't even know what's wrong with my life. I just want to quit everything, including life. I had given up, guys. This is my second brother that I'm losing. I'm the firstborn in a family of 5. The boy is so energetic at 23 years. Then he just sleeps, not waking up. So I'm wondering, I'm a nurse. I've been trying to save lives, but I cannot save my brother's life. So I was so devastated. Guys. Have you ever been to a point of now me, I just want to do nothing, to do with nothing with life, to do with nothing with whatever it is that people are telling me. I don't care. The only thing I think right now for me to do best is to follow those people who left me, to follow my loved ones, because I lost one in 2016, then the other one died in 2020. Similar situation, similar scenarios, At this point, me, I was just mad with life. I don't want anything. And then the funny thing is, not about the rather than they died at the time. Died is not about a happy that was conducted by a government officer, they passed on secondary to heart attack. Both of them, they slept and never woke up. Okay? That is as per the postmortem. So I was asking myself, Zip, you work in a cardiac unit. You've been seeing people, you've been saving people, you've been resuscitating people, you've seen people having heart conditions. They get operated on. You nurse them for like a week. They go home. They come back and tell you thank you. Why is it that you're not able to save your brothers? Why is it that, why do they have to die when they're in the village? Because both of them passed on when they were in the village. Why do they have to pass on and leave you in Nairobi? Like, why don't they pass on when you're there, so that at least you can offer resuscitation, when you can, at least you would even intubate? If you work in a critical care unit, you would understand what I'm saying, So I'm there asking God, like, I'm just feeling so low. My life is it's just a mess. I don't care about anything. People say you only live once, but what kind of this living once that you... So I have a friend, big up to that friend of mine. He called me one day and told me, he realized, by the way, I was just sinking into depression daily. Big up to my friends who supported me financially, emotionally, physically. I was not performing, guys. I was just somebody who is like a zombie, I'm just there looking at people, but I'm just trying to imagine my life behind this face that you can see. Behind there, I'm just thinking about so many things. I'm like, I would rather also die, And that's what I was telling you guys. You see nurses in the hospital, they also lose people. They're also human beings. At times you come to a hospital, you find somebody has just but some low moods, then you end up generalizing and saying that everybody is bad. Maybe that person has just lost somebody, somebody who is so close to them, so they cannot even fathom like what's happening with them. Maybe they're even depressed. Because I won't lie to you guys, at that point, I think I was depressed. I was depressed, you guys, I think I was. So now, fast forward, after my bro passed on, he passed on January of 2020. And mind you, we had traveled to the village, me and him. Like, we're just going to celebrate our parties and stuff like Christmas. And then I left him in the village, coming back to Nairobi so that at least I prepare like kids back to school and stuff, January. He was supposed to come back to Nairobi on the fateful night. The night he passed on, he was supposed to come back the following day. So people called me from home at around 2 a.m. You know what? Your brother is behaving the same like the way the other one behaved. I'm like, gosh, no, please God, don't let this happen. Oh God, please don't take him. I prayed, guys. I cried. Gosh, I cried. Nothing is working. I tried, I tried even resuscitating a Bible. Have you ever done chest compressions on a Bible, imagining that's your brother? Because you're so many miles away. I'm in the urban city. He's in the village. People are calling me. They're screaming back at home. I could even try explaining to them, please do this. Please open the airway. Please God, don't let him die. He's the only hope I have right now. He's the only one who have just completed the 4th form. I'm waiting upon you. God. Jesus. And at exactly at 2:35, he was pronounced dead. By the time the taxi man was coming home to go pick him to the hospital, they were just telling me, your brother is not there. At that point, my mom, I think, I don't know where she is. This is the second child she's losing, in a span of 3 years, man, 2016, 2020. I got so devastated. And then we had just chatted, like how I like watching movies. So I was watching a movie, and then he just chatted me like an hour ago. Then he told me good night and stuff. We chatted, then we'll see you tomorrow. Because he was supposed to come back to Nairobi the following day. You understand, guys? So now, fast forward. After we buried him, we buried him on 14th or 10th of January. I'm telling you guys, I will insert a clip and some photos of him, the one who died this year, the one how I started my journey, like what inspired me for me to start the USRN journey. And I'll tell you the disappointment that I've come across along the way, because what I thought is not what I found, So I'm here just mourning oh gosh, I'm mourning, like mourning, I'm depressed. I don't even want anything to do with my friends. People talked ill about me. You know, they said, oh, she's getting depressed. You know, people don't understand. You know, let me tell you, even if you lose somebody, people will come and tell you, oh, we understand, we know how it feels, we can feel you. But they will never feel it until they go through the same pain that you're going through. I went through all the process of grieving, denial, anger, depression. Up to today, guys, I will tell you, I've never accepted that I have lost 2 brothers in my life. Up to today, and they are the ones that we used to have. You know, there is that kind, when you have siblings, there is that one person whom you have a relationship with. So they are the kind of brothers who used to call up. I'm the only girl in the family, in a family of 4 boys. So they used to call me, you know, says, hey, hi, blah, blah, blah. You know, like we joke, man, all is lost. So this day, one friend of mine called me. Those people who know Machakos, there is this hotel that I think belonged to Alfred Mutua or something. A very nice hotel. So my friend tells me, hey, you know what? I want to take you out. We need to go somewhere. We need to catch a breather. And I'm like, yo, me, I don't even feel like I want to go out. It's the morning hours. Like, he's a good friend of mine, big up to him. So he tells me that we need to go for a breather, just a road trip or something. Let's just go and drive. Let's just go, you know. There's nothing will harm you when we go. Like, let's just go take a walk, take some nyama choma, and then we come back. So he knew I was depressed, by the way, because most of the times I would just stay in the house. I'm not even updating anything on my status. Then every status that I would update, it was only about my brothers, about life. I'm just there. I'm just waiting for God to come and pick me up. Then I go as well. Like, you know, I had just lost hope. Guys, I had lost hope. So he persuaded me and told me, hey, you know what, Zippy, we need to go. By the way, we need to go. I know you're not working, you're on leave. I was on my annual leave that time. I know you're on annual leave, so I am waiting for you. I'll come pick you up from your house, and then we go. So the kids have gone to school, blah, 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 and then we just go for a road trip. Then we're just there, everything we talk, and then I'm just breaking down. Then he asked me, by the way, because you're a nurse, how comes you've never decided? You've never thought of going to the US? You know, nurses in the US are making good money. He's traveled, he's gone to UK, he's lived in Australia, he's lived in Turkey. So at least he knows, he has that exposure of like those people who've worked out of the country, like now Kenya, the kind of money they make. As in, when you're paid in dollars, when you're paid in pounds, the kind of money you make other than when you're being paid in shillings. Like when he knew the kind of exposure that I would get. He asked me, hey, how comes you've never thought of like trying out, looking for a job outside Kenya? And then I'm like, but I have a job. At least right now, I wouldn't say that I'm in the self-actualization point of view as per se, but I think I'm in that level of, because I'm already employed by the government, and the kind of salary I'm getting right now, it's not badly off as compared to the life that was there before. You know, at least I can take a facility with the bank, do something as I pay up, you know, that kind of a thing. That is back in 2020, guys. And remember, I've just been employed in 2019 April. So like, basically it's like few months before I got permanent and pensionable job. So he's there telling me, no, wait a minute. However much you're employed in the government, it's also important to try out a different thing. Because I think now he's just trying to cheer me up with the opportunities and stuff. And he told me, I have heard so many people saying that for you to be a nurse in America, there is a process that you can follow. So you just try to follow that process. Maybe like you look for an agency, they sponsor you. I have a friend who is in, I don't know whether the friend is in I think UK or something. I'm not sure though. No, in Washington. I think Seattle or something. There's a friend of mine who is in Seattle. And he tells me when he comes back home to Kenya for visit, he tells me that the nurses are making money in America. So you do this, stop whining and crying like every day. You know, at the end of the day, it has happened. Just try to forget, accept, and move on. You just apply for a job in America. I'll ask my friend, and then he will direct you. I'll give you his contact and all that. I remembered, and then I told him, by the way, there's a time I had started applying for, had applied with MedPro, not MedPro, with Avant, but I think I didn't appease to the whatever. I didn't manage to get the score that they needed for you to be admitted to the program, like of the immigration and stuff. So he told me, but you can still try another one. I told him, you know, they had told me to wait because I had tried even before I came to the government hospital that I'm currently in. So I had, they told me to try, I think, in a year's time. Then he told me, no, you can't wait for, there are so many agencies. Now he's trying to cheer me up. And that's how I went back home, took my phone, and applied for a job as a USRN. How did I apply for that? I went to online, Googled for ways I can get a job in the US, and then I realized you use agencies, and then I realized there are so many agencies that were going on, blah, blah, blah. There's Avant, like I had mentioned, Interstaff. But at that time, I didn't know about the Interstaff and all that. I only knew of Avant, O'Grady, and MedPro. Avant had already tried, but they rejected me because I didn't qualify. Like I didn't qualify the initial test. The oral test, no, there was a written exam that I was supposed to do, but I didn't qualify. Then I tried, with O'Grady, I did have my English exam, like had not done IELTS. So there's no way I was going to qualify to enroll myself in O'Grady, like to be enrolled in the program by O'Grady or something. So the only option I had was MedPro. So I applied online, and I think after 2 days, they responded. So I would say that I was enrolled to the immigration program by MedPro in 2020, I think on 20th April, if I'm not wrong. That is when now my journey started. So my friend kept on pushing me, kept on pushing me, kept on pushing me. He keeps on asking me, oh, how far are you? And I'm like, no, you know, I applied. So I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe they told me they'll enroll me for the classes, blah, blah, blah. And true to their words, I got enrolled for the NCLEX program, now the classes. I started sending my documents for verification until 2022, where I sat for my NCLEX, but the old generation NCLEX. I passed, I did it, I sat for my exam, the NCLEX 2023. So I did my NCLEX in 2021 in January. Okay. So from there now, I've been processing my papers. I've been processing my papers for the same, because you have to undergo a process we call, you have to apply for DS-260, whereby you fill up all your family and stuff, CGFNS, visa screen certificate. You have to be evaluated again, re-evaluated, because they had evaluated me initially when I was doing the CES, when I was getting the CES report for the ATT before the exam, before the NCLEX exam. And then I did, I filed the I-140 because I'm going on green card basis. So like, yeah, that is it basically about it. I'm still waiting. God willing, maybe I'll be giving you a story. I'll be giving you a story, my journey with MedPro, how it has been. And then I'll also tell you the obstacles that I've faced during the process, what I knew or what I wish I knew before I started the process. Are there regrets? Are there no regrets? What are the intentions of me when I immigrate from here and I go to America? Like, what are the plans, you know? What is the way forward? Because now I've already done my NCLEX. Or after how long do we migrate? We will be talking, like we'll be enlightening ourselves, guys. So basically, this video is all about encouraging somebody out there who is maybe grieving and wondering, like, why is life so difficult for them and stuff. Maybe somebody out there is just wondering, like, why is my life so bad, you know? Maybe somebody out there is just wondering, is this the end of my life? Because, you know, I've gone through a lot of problems. I am not getting any solution, you know? And maybe out there, you're telling yourself, because you're from the village, like Zippy, because you're from the interiors of Africa, You know, you've never seen a city, my friend, a big city like Nairobi, whereby you see tall buildings, houses on houses on houses on houses. You've never seen, I mean, the kind of life people live in the village and the kind of life people live in the city. Those are two totally different lives. You know, somebody who had never even used an aeroplane, you're telling me at yours, do I'll ever go to America to do what? Those are just things in the movies, you know, just some weird stories that we hear with people. So it's not doable, right? But as we speak right now, I'm a different person. I've changed the narrative. I've changed the narrative of the people who live in the village. I'm a village girl who thought I would never even step, not even in the aeroplane, but in the stairs of an aeroplane. I used to see them up there climbing, and then, you know, when you're kids and you're in the village, there's a song that you sing. You sing for the aeroplane, and you tell them when the aeroplanes, they go wherever it is that they are going, you go and say hi to my dad, or say hi to my mom, or say hi to my auntie when they go to Nairobi. Because we always thought all aeroplanes from the village, when they are passing like up there, all of them are coming from Nairobi, or they're going to Nairobi. You know, you have that kind of mentality, you know. And I'm telling you, if me, as Zippy, has come all the way from that point to this point that we are in today, of telling you that I'm just waiting for like few months, and then I migrate, you tell, you know, it is God. It is God. God has been there with you. God will be there with you. So if you want to start the process, don't give up. Your origin, your originality does not determine your destination. Where you've come from does not define who you are. Your yesterday will not be your tomorrow. Actually, your today is not your tomorrow, and it's not your yesterday. And like I've told you guys, everything that we go through in life, every experience that we encounter in life, for me, I normally take it as a lesson. I take it as a lesson, and I tell God, because Lord, you've enabled me to pass through here. You've enabled me, and Lord, for sure, you've seen me through a lot of things, from losing my loved ones, you know, to becoming somebody in the village, you know, from the village, starting from an ECN, like a certificate in nursing. Now I hold a higher diploma in critical care. So what is that BSN that you can't have? You're thinking that you can't have that BSN. It's possible. I told you in the other video, I started my nursing journey as a certificate in nursing, right? Today as we speak, I'm a USRN, a United States registered nurse. In the next few years, I'll be telling you, I have masters in nursing. I have a PhD in nursing. I'll still come back here and tell you guys, believe in God, trust in God, and trust the process. Let not your originality, let not your, how do we say it? Let not where you've come from define your destination. Okay? The fact that people along the way may tell you bad things, or maybe they think because you guys come from a poor background, like a humble background, they think you'll not make it in life. No. That does not determine who you will be tomorrow. The fact that you've tried doing that NCLEX the first time and you failed, it does not mean that you'll not become a USRN. You will make it. You can still make it. Okay? The fact that people are telling you NCLEX is so difficult, it's so hard, it's so complicated. If as we did it, you'll also do it. Okay? If we did it, you'll also do it. Right? So let nobody tell you, let you not sit down grieving, crying, and thinking your life is the end of. Just, wake up, dust yourself, and move on. Don't be like that small child who falls down in a muddy puddle and then they just sit there waiting for their mom, for their pal, for their parent to come and pick them up, Pick up yourself, wipe yourself up, and move on. Just move like nothing happened, Just move like nothing happened. Because guys, you can only do much with your time that you have at hand. You can only do much with the time that you have at hand. Right now, everybody is talking about immigration, especially if you're from Africa. Well, it does not mean that, like I said in the other video, it does not mean that when you go to America, you've made it in life. No, those are two different things that we're talking about. But if you've been in Kenya, you've been trying to practice as a nurse, and life has not been easy for you in terms of payment, in terms of life. Like the system is not favoring you. The system is not like favoring you in any way. Like I told you, I've worked in Kenya for quite some time, and I've been complaining that salary is not enough. Every day, day in, day out, I'm complaining. Day in, day out, I'm complaining. Oh, money is not enough. You know, life here is very expensive. Life in Nairobi is expensive. But at the end of the day, what have I done with my life? Well, I've done something. I've tried doing business. But still, even those businesses, they're not working out. Right? So what we're trying to say is, you have so much time in your hand that you can use it to change your life. Just enroll for NCLEX, guys. If you're there, if you're out there, if you're a nurse, if you have a friend who is a nurse, if you have a relative who is a nurse, if your wife, your husband is a nurse, please let them enroll, let them do NCLEX. Let them, even if it's maybe like we'll talk about, I'll talk about like, you know, the other time I was explaining how to do NCLEX. Now we will talk about doing NCLEX when you're self-sponsored, like on your own without using any agency. I'll make a video about that so that at least people stop procrastinating. You know, that procrastination, every day you wake up and then you're like, I will do it. Every day you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm going to do it. I will do it. Guys, stop procrastinating. Wake up, like, and do something about your life. So many people will discourage you along the way, but don't give up. You know, don't give up, guys. And for that reason, allow me to end this video here. Please share, watch, and subscribe. You can also hit that notification button so that next time we upload a video, you will be notified. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for your love. I can see your comments and I appreciate them. God bless you. Till next time. God bless you. God bless you.
Muthenya wa irio kero